Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Place Academy for Civil Services. This is a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. So the most important news and editorial of the day that is relevant for a prelims and mains examination perspective will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with news topic list. Today is 5th of May. The first news is RBI raises key lending to contain the inflation. Second, Prime Minister hold bilateral talks with Nordic leader. We'll see the importance and relevance of this meeting. Third, European Union take a measured steps towards Russia oil ban, aiming the invasions that Russia did on the Ukraine. Russia is paying the repercussion action taken by the European Union. Fourth news, civil registration system report for 2020. We'll see the facts and about the state's report as well. And the last is an editorial, inflation control needs another model. So apart from the news and editorial discussion, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. Before that, if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press a like button. And just to tell you about our new app, this is 2.0, which will give you a lot more facilities and basically download options that you can have for yourself. So video के description में मैंने link दिए हुए हैं, आप ज़्यादा जानकारी वहाँ से ले सकते हैं. The first news of the day, that is RBI raises key lending to contain the inflation, something which was long pending from the RBI side, right? We'll discuss everything in detail. Before that, this is important for General Studies Paper 3, Indian Economy and Issue Related to Planning, Mobilization, Resource Growth and Development. So recently, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Reserve Bank of India, that is the Central Bank of the India, that is RBI, has unanimously decided to increase the repo rate by 40 basic points. This is something, the decision that was again strange for the market, and the RBI has taken decision after a long pending basically time. 2018 से ये decision दी थी कि whether the repo rate should be increased or not because of the COVID-19 and again the problem that has surrounded the economy. RBI ने इस तरह के decision नहीं लिए जहाँ पे repo rate को बढ़ाने की बात की है. Now finally, with the MPC unanimously deciding on this, RBI has said that they would be increasing the repo rate. So the decision was taken yesterday only. So the rate has been reduced to record 4% low during the COVID-19 pandemic to contain the pandemic. Now ये जो move है एक unexpected move है RBI की तरफ से, and the increase in the repo rate, the rate at which RBI lent to the commercial bank, that is now would be 4.40. Earlier it was only 4%, right? From the record low of 4%, जहाँ पे August 2018 से ये rate को maintain की गई थी, right? So you can see this trend. It has continued from 2000, and you can basically 19 से अगर बात करें उस समय से ये चीज़ें maintain है during the end of the 80, and it has continued till 2022. Now the governor of RBI, that is Shantika Das, has said that this is the right time to basically increase the repo rate ताकि जो inflations बढ़ रही है market में, जो excess liquidity है उसको कम किया जा सके. UPSC has already asked question in prelims examination कि क्या क्या impact होते हैं monetary policy के और inflations के. So you have to understand the concepts also. If you are reading economics from the basics book, I think most of you must be aware of the concept that how inflations and the policy rate of the RBI is used to adjust the inflation rates. Now revised rates की अगर बात करें, the Monetary Policy Committee, that is of the RBI, has decided to hike the cash reserve ratio. This is CRR. इसमें 40 बेसिकली जो रेपो रेट है उसमें 40 बेसिक पॉइंट्स इंक्रीज की गई है और यहाँ पे 50 बेसिक पॉइंट्स इंक्रीज की गई है. The rise in the rate will drain out almost 87,000 crore rupees liquidity from the banking system. And as per the increase is concerned, जो स्टैंडिंग डिपॉजिट फैसिलिटी है जिसको SDF भी कहते हैं उसमें इंक्रीज की गई है. टोटल 4.1% की रेट लाई गई है और जो मार्जिनल स्टैंडिंग फैसिलिटी है दिस इज अ रेट which is now 4.65%, right? For you as an aspirant, it is important कि आप SDF के बारे में देखें और MSF क्या होती है, इन सारी चीज़ों के बारे में यू हैव टू गो इनटू बेसिक्स सो दैट यू कैन एक्चुअली कोरिलेट with the current decision of the RBI taken unanimously by the Monetary Policy Committee. Now, rationale क्या है RBI के इस decision की? So the decision come amid the soaring price of the food and fuel. We have seen that the price of mustard oil and other cooking oil has taken a toll. और इवन फ्यूल की प्राइजेस सर्च हुई है. फ्यूल के प्राइजेस में गवर्नमेंट का ये कहना है दैट बिकॉज ऑफ द ongoing war crisis between Russia and Ukraine, the price is high. But again, that is a reason for this, but that is not the only reason for this, right? So inflation 18 months high पे है, जहाँ पे global price बहुत ज़्यादा ही filters out कर रही थी. And even the decision is in consonance with the objective of achieving the medium-term target, that is CPI जो inflation है, वहाँ पे ये कहा गया है कि 4% के आसपास होनी चाहिए ±2 के बैंड में. But we have seen that the inflation rate has something close to 6.7% for a country like India, which is on a very higher side. Now the MPC, that is the Monetary Policy Committee, expect the inflation rule at elevated level, जहाँ पे ये वारंटिंग की भी गई है, जहाँ पे कैलिब्रेट स्टेप्स जो हैं एंकरिंग इन्फ्लेशन एक्सपेक्टेशन टू कंटेन द सेकेंड राउंड ऑफ इट. सो दिस पॉलिसी चेंजेस विल डेफिनेटली गिव अ डायरेक्शंस टू द इन्फ्लेशन रेट एंड इवन जो रिडक्शंस करने की कोशिश की गई है excess liquidity suck करके. Basically that is the point of the RBI decision behind increasing the rates. Now first hike since 2018, as I've told you in the beginning, 2018 से लेकर के 2022 तक ये रेट को मेंटेन की गई RBI की तरफ से 4% because of the COVID-19 pandemic and other problem that was rising in economy. So this was the first repo rate hike since 45 months in 2018, and this would be in the history of RBI कि इतनी लंबी टाइम तक किसी एक रेट को मेंटेन नहीं किया गया है by the RBI, right? So the increase in the repo rate will also lead to the lending rate getting back pushed to the 40% of the loan of the commercial bank, and even it is expected कि इस रेट को हाइक करने के बाद जो EMIs होंगी, जो बैंक के साथ जो बेसिकली लोन्स होते हैं उनके EMIs में भी इंक्रीज देखी जाएगी. The RBI governor has said that the monetary policy had off-cycle meeting reviewed the last economic development, including the impact on the COVID-19 war. Basically COVID-19 और जो यूक्रेन के साथ वॉर चल रही है रशिया की, उसके क्या क्या इम्पैक्ट हैं, जो पॉलिसी इंटरेस्ट रेट है उसको कितनी एक्सक्लरेट करने की जरूरत है सो दैट दे कैन कंटेन द इन्फ्लेशन. सो दिस वाज ऑल द पॉइंट बिफोर द MPC headed by the RBI governor to take into the call whether they should increase the repo rate or not. But whatever RBI has taken in its best capacity and its best wisdom, we need to appreciate that part because this was a long pending demand coming from the other stakeholders as well. Now repo rate trend की अगर बात करें, as we have discussed in the entire news, आप यहाँ ग्राफ से relate कर सकते हैं from 2018 onwards till May 2022, basically the rate was maintained at 4%. और इन्फ्लेशन की अगर बात करें CPI इन्फ्लेशन, it is amounting to 6.95%, which is on a higher side. इसको कम करने के लिए RBI ने जो डिसीजन ली है, now it is expected that the inflation would be close to 5 to 5.5% that we have to anticipate, and the result can only be there after a quarters. Now, Prime Minister hold bilateral talks with Nordic leaders, something important for General Studies paper 2, bilateral regional grouping and agreement, evolving India's and affecting India's interest. So the Prime Minister of India is on a visit to Europe, and he has met leaders from many important countries. Now he's on a visit to Nordic countries, which include Norway, Germany, Iceland and Finland. यहाँ पे India second India Nordic Summit हो रही है, जिसको Prime Minister ने एड्रेस भी किया. The leader held the discussions to further deepen bilateral ties and exchange views on the regional and global development. So at this juncture, it is very important for India to ensure its stand in terms of getting a bilateral relationship and also surging the trade between all these countries. Now, what is Nordic country? This specifically is very important for your UPSC Prelims examination. UPSC can ask you कि कौन कौन से countries है जो Nordic countries के members हैं या Nordic countries में आते हैं, right? So for map work it is important. So before I start about the Nordic countries, कौन कौन से countries हैं that include Iceland, you have to take a note. Second, Finland. Third is Sweden. Again, Denmark, और नॉर्वे। आप हर एक कंट्री के फर्स्ट लेटर को लेकर के एक निमोनिक्स भी बना सकते हैं विच कैन हेल्प यू टू लर्न दिस, बट मेक श्योर इस तरह से सवाल अक्सर यूपीएससी पूछती। So Nordic country includes Sweden, Finland, Denmark, Norway, and Iceland. These are the total 5 countries that comprises of the Nordic country, and these are the most advanced economy in Europe. Through geographical distance, India and the Nordic country have found fresh impetus in strengthening their linkages in terms of the bilateral trade. Now, India-Norway bilateral ties की अगर बात करें, Prime Minister has met at counterpart in Norway and bilateral relations में बहुत सारे areas of cooperation पर discussion हुई है, some of which include blue economy, renewable energy, green hydrogen, solar and wind projects, green shipping, fisheries, water management, rainwater harvesting, space cooperations, long-term infrastructure investment, health and culture. So these were some of the priority areas upon which government of India has a bilateral ties between Norway, right? And बहुत सारे जो MOUs हैं, Memorandum of Understanding, that was also signed. I'm not getting into bit and pieces detail of everything. What is relevant, that only I'm discussing with you. Now, India-Sweden friendship ties की अगर बात करें, both countries are looking forward to diversify India-Sweden friendly relationship, and they are expected to satisfy with the progress made in the lead IT initiatives. Recent में group leadership industry transitions जो सितंबर में हुई थी, वो भी help करेगी इंडिया को in UN action chain, right? So India and Sweden have a long-standing close relations based on the common values, which include strong business, investment, research and development linkages, similar approaches to global peace, security, and development. Now, the part that which include India and Iceland, यहाँ पे क्या collaboration हुई है government of India के साथ? So the Prime Minister of the both nations had discussed the way to strengthen the economic cooperations, जहाँ पे geothermal energy, blue economy, Arctic, renewable energy, fisheries, food processing, education, including digital university and culture were the part of it, right? तो जितने countries के साथ meeting हुई है, हर एक country के साथ किस level पे बात हुई है, वो मैं आपके साथ discuss कर रहा हूँ, so that it become easy for you to understand, right? So the Prime Minister has also lauded the Iceland efforts in promoting the gender equality. Now the other country is Finland. Finland के साथ क्या partnership हुई है? So both are looking forward for rapid growing the bilateral relationship, and both are cementing their partnership in trade, investment, technology, and other sectors. Now, some sectors that were the priority area include sustainability, digitalizations, cooperation in science and education. They were the imperative pillars for the bilateral relationship, or you can say the bilateral partnership between India and Finland. Now, leaders has also deliberated the opportunities to expand the horizon in emerging technology, which include artificial intelligence, quantum computing, futures mobile technology, clean technology, and smart grid. तो ये कुछ 4 कंट्रीज जो प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने विजिट की है, उनके साथ क्या क्या एग्रीमेंट्स हुए हैं, आई हैव डिस्कस्ड कैटेगोरिकली. दिस वुड बी अगेन इजी फॉर यू टू रिवाइज इट. Now, EU take major steps towards Russia oil ban, something relevant for General Studies Paper 2, effect of policies and politics for developed and developing countries. So, European Union ने अपने हार्ड डिसीजन लेते हुए दोबारा से रिसेंटली ये कहा है कि जो 27 नेशन ब्लॉक हैं वो अगेन रशिया के साथ जो इंपोर्ट है ऑयल को उसको पूरी तरह से बंद करें, सो दैट इट कैन इम्पैक्ट रशिया, राइट? दिस इज what officially the European Union official has to say, and EU has targeted the country biggest bank and even the major broadcaster in the 6th package of sanction that is coming amid the Russia's invasion to Ukraine. तो जिस टाइम से रशिया ने यूक्रेन को इन्वेड किया है, ये 6th sanctions होगी यूरोपियन यूनियन की तरफ से जो कि रशिया पे लगाई जा रही है. So the ban, if imposed by the European members, would be the second package of EU sanctions targeting Russia energy industries since the country has invaded Ukraine on February 24, 2022. Now, EU import की बात करिए कि import को हमें बंद करने की ज़रूरत है. So the European Union have said that about 25% of its oil come from Russia, most of which go towards the gasoline and diesel for the vehicles. Now, what they will be doing? Russia is almost supplying 14% of the diesel and it will be cut off, sent to a high price for the truck and tractor fuel tariff. तो अगर import को बंद की जाती है, definitely the price in the domestic market will surge, and the government had to compensate on that part. And the region get almost 40% of its natural gases from Russia. तो अगर oil की बात करें, this is 22-25%, and natural gases is 40%. Now some sanctions that was imposed by European Union, तो एक बार प्रीव्यू करते हैं कि क्या क्या चीज़ें बैन की गई है. फिनेंशियल मेजर्स में अगर बात करें, तो स्विफ्ट बैन की गई है. स्विफ्ट बैन फॉर 7 रशियन बैंक्स. Restrictions on Russia access to EU capital and financial market, ban on transaction with Russian central bank, ban on supply of euro-denominated banks of Russia or to Russia, and ban on deposit to the crypto wallet. ये कुछ financial measures हैं जो कि यूरोपियन यूनियन कंट्रीज ने मिलकर ली हैं टू सैंक्शंस अगेंस्ट रशिया. और कुछ मेजर्स की अगर बात करें, इंडिविजुअल सैंक्शंस भी की है. जो व्लादिमीर पुतिन है, इज बेसिकली यहाँ पे इनके जो बैंक्स अकाउंट है उनको फ्रीज किया गया. दीज आर द लिस्ट. द फॉरेन मिनिस्टर एंड अदर मेंबर्स ऑफ रशियन स्टेट डूमा, मेंबर्स ऑफ नेशनल स्टेट काउंसिल और जो हाईएस्ट रैंक ऑफिशियल्स हैं, उन सारे ऑफिशियल्स की एसेट फ्रीज कर दी गई है. एंड इवन for the president also, the travel ban is again in the European Union countries. Now defense में क्या क्या चीज़ों को बैन की गई है. Ban on the export to Russia's of dual use goods, technology and military uses. अगर raw material और other goods में sanctions की बात करें, ban on export to Russia's luxury goods, and even ban on import of Russia iron, steel, wood, cement, seafoods and liquor. So these were the decisions taken by the European Union countries. ट्रांसपोर्ट में क्या बैंड है. क्लोजर ऑफ EU एयर स्पेस टू ऑल रशिया ओन्ड एयरक्राफ्ट, क्लोजर ऑफ EU पोर्ट्स टू रशियन वेसल्स, बैंड ऑन रशिया रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑपरेटर्स, बैंड ऑन एक्सपोर्ट ऑन रशिया गुड्स एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इन एविएशन, मैरीटाइम एंड स्पेस सेक्टर. नाउ एनर्जी की अगर स्पेसिफिकली बात करें, बैंड ऑन एक्सपोर्ट ऑफ रशियाज ऑफ गुड एंड टेक्नोलॉजी इन ऑयल रिफाइनरी सेक्टर्स, बैंड ऑन न्यू इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑन रशिया एनर्जी सेक्टर्स, एंड बैंड ऑन इम्पोर्ट ऑफ रशिया कोल. So these are the list of ban. I have specifically given you in a graph format so that it is easy for you to understand and revise. Right? Now, Civil Registration System Report 2022, something relevant for General Studies Paper 2, Government Policies and Intervention for the Development of Various Sectors and Issues Arising from it, Design and Implementations. So according to the latest report that was released by the Registrar General of India, and this report is known as Civil Registration System Report. The report said that the Ladakh has recorded the highest sex ratio at birth in our country, followed by Arunachal Pradesh, Andaman, Nicobar, Tripura, and Kerala. So these are the top 5 states. You can refer this infograph, which will help you. अगर आपके पास हिंदू है तो हार्ड कॉपी में भी आप देख सकते हैं. I have taken this from the Hindu. एंड बॉटम 5 स्टेट्स की अगर बात करें, मणिपुर, दादर एंड नगर हवेली, गुजरात, हरियाणा एंड मध्य प्रदेश. नाउ सेक्स रेशियो एट बर्थ, एज आई हैव टोल्ड यू, लद्दाख में हाईएस्ट है, फॉलोड बाय ऑल दिस स्टेट्स. लोवेस्ट मणिपुर, दादर नगर हवेली, दमन एंड दीव, गुजरात, हरियाणा एंड मध्य प्रदेश. एंड नन ऑफ द स्टेट्स एंड यूटीज हैव रिकॉर्डेड द सेक्स रेशियो एट बर्थ बिलो 880. तो किसी भी स्टेट्स में जो बर्थ है पर 1000 880 से कम कहीं भी नहीं रिकॉर्ड की गई है. Now, Civil Registration System Report for 2019, लास्ट ईयर जो रिपोर्ट आई थी उसके कुछ डेटास. इस बार उस रिपोर्ट में अरुणाचल प्रदेश वॉज द हाइएस्ट, फॉलोड बाय नागालैंड, मिजोरम, अंडमान एंड निकोबार, एंड द लोवेस्ट वॉज रिपोर्टेड इन गुजरात, आसाम, मध्य प्रदेश एंड जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. What is a sex ratio at birth? SRB क्या है? The sex ratio at birth registered as an important indicators to map the sex differential of the population, the beginning of their life. The difference को calculate की जाती है, and the sex ratio at birth has been calculated after deducting the delayed registration of more than 1 year for the year 2020. So COVID की वजह से भी काफ़ी ज़्यादा restrictions थी. That is the reason being we are seeing a delay report. Now, data on infant deaths. The report has noted that almost 1,43,379 infant deaths were reported during the year 2020, and the share of rural was only 23.4%, जबकि urban में total 76.6% तक की registration report की गई है infant deaths को लेकर के. Now, non-registration of infant death in rural area was a cause of concern also. Moving to editorial part of the day, that is inflation control needs another model. This is again relevant for your general studies paper 3, that is Indian economy and issues related to planning, mobilization, resource growth and development. So I'll be simplifying this editorial under four important subheads, that is discourse on inflation, inflation targeting, agriculture, goods prices, and the way forward. The entire editorial focuses upon the inflation control measure. So let's understand what the author has to say in context of controlling measures for the inflation, although RBI has recently increased the repo rate by 40 basic points. तो इंडिया के ऑफिशियल मेजर्स ऑफ इन्फ्लेशन की बात करें, इन्फ्लेशन एक ऐसी रेट है जो मेजर करती है चेंज इन द कंज्यूमर प्राइस इंडेक्स that has now breached the Reserve Bank of India upper target of 6% on a 3-month continuously. The reason being RBI has finally decided unanimously in its monetary policy committee that we have to increase the repo rate by 40 basic points, right? So to contain the problem, RBI has recently increased the repo rate and somewhat sooner as expected was a market. जो market में already expected थी उससे थोड़ी पहले RBI ने ये decision लिया. Discourse on inflation की अगर बात करें, how is the approach? So starting point on this discourse of inflation reflect the excess of output over the natural level. So whatever economy is forecasting, accordingly the RBI by its monetary policy committee report decide that what is a right basically decision in terms of the tools that RBI already had should be taken. So inflation targeting refer to a policy controlling inflations by raising the interest rate over the central bank has control, that is a rate at which it lend to the commercial bank, so it's called a repo rate also. Now economy wide output decline hui hai, becoming equal to the natural level output, and inflation will definitely cease out at this. Now inflation targeting की अगर बात करें, the empirical validity of the model of inflation presented by the RBI in its report 2014 has categorically called for an inflation target, and this inflation target was that ±2 के बैंड पे रखनी है inflation को 4% के आसपास, right? So this was a target when Urjit Patel committee has even recommended for the same. On the other hand, inflation in India in terms of movement for the price of agriculture goods has extended, even the oil import was on a higher side. So the only route to the monetary policy can be in control inflations, जहाँ पे non agriculture output पे भी हमें ध्यान देने की जरूरत है. This will in turn lower the growth and demand of the agriculture goods also. Now agriculture goods की prices की अगर बात करें, growing per capita income in India has shifted to an average consumption basket where food specifically rich in minerals such as fruits, vegetables, protein, meat and other milk products has taken a toll or increase. So ideally food prices should decline. Consequently होगी क्या, जो rise of the demand है that will propel and economy would be moving forward in that, right? So every price need to be in a control, because अगर किसी एक individual price की बढ़ रही है price तो उसके consequential effects काफ़ी ज़्यादा होते हैं by products पे. The state may have not themselves sensitive to charge or do little in supply of this food at the lesser price, which is reaching to the pan out. अगर किसी states में किसी एक individual commodity की productions high है तो states ने भी उस तरह से cooperate नहीं किया to control the prices. Even we have seen the price of the edible oil was again taking a toll. Now, way forward की अगर बात करें, any lasting inflation could require placing agriculture productions at steady footing with continuously rising productivity, and this would require a reorientation in the farm policy. So this farm policy is something which is a fiscal policy that is coming from the central government, and the monetary policy is a part of a RBI. So RBI ने अपने काम किए, अब ज़रूरत है central government उसी हिसाब से चीज़ों को align करे. And lasting inflation control would require placing agriculture productivity on a steady footing. So the reason being the alignment between the central government and the RBI is equally done. Even अगर इस far footing पे बात करें तो states की भी contributions जो हैं या फिर जो contributions है वो काफ़ी अहम होगी. So this is how the way forward can be concluded. Now moving ahead with the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday question. For first question, the correct option is B. For second question, the correct option is C. Today's MCQ question, न्यू अम्ब्रेला एंटिटी के बारे में आपको बताना है. Only entities that are owned and controlled by Indian citizen at least 3 years of an experience can become the promoters of NUE, and no foreign investment is allowed in existing guideline. So do check it out, which among the following is the correct options. Second, electoral bond. All nationalized bank in India are to authorize the in-cash bond that are valid for 15 days and date of issuance. These bonds are remittable at designated bank account of the registered political parties. So these are some of the possible questions that can be asked in the upcoming prelims examination. What we can do, we can practice some good questions, right? So this was all about the daily news and editorial analysis and MCQs, followed by the MCQs of the day. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.